Hey, you guys. It's okay, dogs. The dogs are excited. They weren't here in the 90's, but I know I was, and it was something to see. I'm sure there's a crazy glare on my 8-bit. Hey guys, it's okay. It's all right. Unfortunately, one of my dogs is in heat, and I'm pretty sure she wants out, and she's not getting out. Oh goodness gracious. I don't know. Yay. Yay. Here we go. Philip is the first one here. CL. Hey guys, I was having some technical difficulties. I had to rewind my VCR here in the 90's. I had to turn up my boombox and fix my RC wires. RC8 wires. We already have two people. That's good. 3 likes. Someone's hanging out in the bleachers. So yeah, you guys are first. Philip. Okay, see, like, I usually sing a song to the first person here, and Philip is the first one that commented. Hey Pam. Is everybody doing? Do you guys remember the 90's? The 90's were very impactful for the bass fishing world, the sport in general, and how it was done. Gosh, I'm all choked up right when we start. Hey, yeah, I had it unlisted, so I thought I had it upcoming because I had scheduled it a while ago, but I didn't see that live that I scheduled, and then I did it again, and then I forgot to put it on public in the settings. But we're here now, and Philip's here, Pam is here, CL is here. Um, hmm. I was trying to think of a song to sing Philip because he was first, but I can't even think of one. A 90s song. Some Nirvana, maybe? Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be. As a friend, as a friend, as a known enemy. That one's for you, Philip. Good old 90's band, Nirvana, right? So, 90's bass fishing. Ooh, you go, Ray Ray. There's a tornado going on in my area. Get to the safest place, strongest. Get some mattresses, Tornadoes are no joke. Pam says the 90's definitely lots of memories. High school, college, marriage, first kid era. Ooh, yeah, so that's a lot. That's a lot. Yep, and I was 10 in 1990, so I was, it was the year I went from 10 to 20, my decade. And so I went to middle school and high school, but no college in the 90's. Nope. I was supposed to graduate in 99, but I did not. I graduated in 2000 because of things. So, the bait that changed the 90's. What do you guys say? Do we do soft plastics and talk about that, like worms and such, or should we talk about hard plastic baits, because that's the star of the show really, is plastic. Because before the 90s, a lot of baits, crankbaits, all they called them plugs, was made from wood. So it wasn't even plastic at all. But plastic got really good. It got really good at mimicking things. They got really good at making it mimic things. So we've got, whoa, I've got a weird angle, but we've got a bunch of baits right here. I'm gonna go to the chat. What do you guys think? Soft baits or hard baits? My nose is itching because I'm out of live. Immediately itches. So we'll get rid of that. Hey, Chris. What's up, Jose? Everybody's saying hi. Yes, thank you for being here. It is still pretty early, 8:09, but we've got some cool kids here. We've got some new kids here on the block. Also another great 90s reference. Hey, hanging tough. Oh. All right. That was my first concert. All right, so I think nobody really. All right, see, let's go hard. I like your style. Let's go hard, because you know the plastic hard baits really did make an impact. So I think first we'll talk about the different columns of the water, right? When you're fishing for bass, you know they're doing different things, and the forage, you know, the stuff that they eat, they're also doing different things, right? So there's top water, and then there's the middle column, and then there's the bottom. So you have three: top, middle, and the bottom. And this is a company called Hedden, and it's called the Zera Spook, and it goes on the top of the water. And look at those hooks. Like, those are some weird, I mean, I went to Bitter's Bait and Tackle. It's a local shop. Bitters, these guys. And I bought, you know, pretty much authentic 90s bait. So this is a bass color, you know. And so what you do with the spook is they call it, you know, you go boop, 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 and you walk it, like they call it walking the dog. And the bass comes up like a shark and eats it and takes it down, and then you yank it, you know, similar to frog fishing. But they didn't have, this was made out of wood, and now this is plastic. Okay. Another top water bait. I could take it out of the box, but it's like an older kind of, I have some other ones if you guys want. I can get my tackle box out. But this is a Rebel Pop R. And this also came out in the 90s. And it went along the top of the water, and it actually makes a sound like bloop, 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 bloop. It actually makes that noise. It's crazy on the top of the water. And it calls the fish up, and the fish do the same thing. Like a shark. Like a shark out of nowhere. So then, another very popular bait. I guess I'm going to open this one because, like I was saying, plastic kind of made its debut, right? So most of the baits was made from wood. And so most of the props, or the bills, the front of the crankbait, which makes it dive, different shapes of the bill, right? This is called, are you guys ready for it? Ready for it? The Wigglewort. Yes, sir. And the bill is what was the new innovation in bass fishing, and it makes it dive, and it makes it wiggle a certain way. And this one is by Storm, which also does a lot of saltwater baits. So we did the Zero Spook, we did that guy. Let's see, what other hard baits? I wouldn't consider this really a hard bait per se. You know, it is because it has a weight. But the Bitsy Bug, which is a jig. So there's a weight here at the top here. It has a skirt, and then there's a hook. So you have your skirt, your hook, and your weight. And it's tiny. It's super tiny. Because sometimes big fish, I've caught some really big fish on tiny little hooks like this. You know, you can lose them easier, of course, but the presentation is a chef's kiss, because the smaller the hook, the less likely for them to realize that there is a hook. You know what I'm saying? You guys are YouTubers. You got to have a good hook, right? Hey, yo, shout out to my creators like Dana and Jen and CL and what's up, Nana? How's it going? We got Chris, of course. The doctor is in. What's happening? Good evening. We are talking about 90s bass fishing and how these little baits and other baits like the Spook, the Rebel Pop R, and the Wiggle War. And it has a rattle. And I can't forget. Okay, you guys. So there's another bait. It's a hard bait because we're going hard, right, Jen? Go hard, win the week. Hey, Simply Debbie Sue. I hope you are doing better with that whole situation with the scammer. Watch out for scammers. All right, so another bait, okay, that we have inside my little tiny, isn't this little tiny bait box so cute? I got my sticker on there, and then I added my new sticker. So it's this bait right here. This is called the Rattle Trap, and it also has a rattle, and it goes in the water, and it also wobbles, you know, back and forth really, really fast. And it's got these treble hooks. Oh, you know what I say about treble hooks? Treble hooks are trouble. You know, because if you get one of those past the barb and you're anywhere in your hand and you're anywhere in your bate, it is not good. I hope everybody's having a awesome week. Miss M, good to see you here on the streets of the AllyG YouTube show. What's happening? Oh, I'm having a good night. And we were talking about the 90s. And you're a little younger, so I don't know how much of the 90s you remember. But the 90s changed bass fishing. And this is another bait that did it. This is called the Tiny Torpedo. And it has a little propeller and also treble hooks, right? This one is silver and black. Top looks like a mullet. I've caught some good fish on that. Yes, sir. And here's another. That first rattle trap I showed you was the most infamous, the Bill Lewis rattle trap, but this is a cotton cordell, and it has a little bit of a fin there, but it does the same thing. Uh-oh, and it has sticky hooks. Sticky wicky hooks. So yeah, that is gonna do it for the hard plastics. You know, here's another Bitsy bug out of the box. That little jig I showed you that was white, here it is out of the box, and I love these little things. Catch like, you know, 2-3 pounders. I think the biggest I caught, you know, but I've caught like a 6-pounder with a hook that big. You know, gotta have the right hook. There you go. That's a tiny spinner bait, yeah. Little micro baits. I've been really into fishing with smaller baits. It's pretty fun. Little baby frog. Little baby frog. Alright, let's get back to the 90s baits. And maybe let's check out the chat, because I've been blabbing. Imagine that. I know I've been talking because I need to hydrate with my drinky poo over here. What we got? What we got? Not sponsored. Some kind of sparkling water. What flavor? Summer berry. Waterloo. I don't know. I like sparkling water a lot, especially during the summer, because, you know, in Florida it gets hot and we drink so much. Oops, I'm shaking the whole place. It must be the wiggle wart coming out. Sorry guys, that bait. Anyway, so we have soft plastics to talk about. Hey guys, have fun. What's happening? Sally D. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, your face is sticky. Oh my goodness, this is getting crazy. Yeah, I was just saying how I talk a lot. Do 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 do. I like sparkling water, but not bubbly brand. Yeah, this is Waterloo or something like that. I like it. I'm not a big fan of howdy Brian. What's happening? All my peeps. There's nothing wrong with talking a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad, because that's what I definitely do that. Definitely. So these baits are popping out. We went over the hard baits. The tiny torpedo, the rattle trap. Every day I'm trapping them bass with my rattle trap. We'll set that over there. So I guess, you know, we can go with the most iconic bait, I think, in a soft plastic. Whoa, I'm glad, Debbie Sue. 2 of those mocking people that was like faking you out. Yep. Yep, I can talk for hours and hours for sure on the phone. So I hope you're just so popular, Debbie Sue. You gotta have your hater blockers on, right? Right? The 90s. For all, those of you who are late, you know, I have my 90s glasses. Hey, yo! So we are talking about the soft plastics now. And this guy, Gary Yamoto. And they used to call them Konami baits, right? And after a while, they changed the packaging, which I don't have the oldest, the one in the middle. This is the oldest one from the actual 90s. Had a couple left, which is, they changed their packaging. Thank you, Brian. Yep, those are my video game glasses. Sally D. I don't know what kind of crazy text that is, but this is not a Cinco, right? This is a speed worm, but this is the packaging. You know, now he's pretty popular. Yamoto. You know, what you fish matters. He's got a slogan and all that jazz, like everyone. But back in the day, it was just, you know, Konami baits by Gary Yamoto. So they call them stick baits. Good evening, Peter. Yeah, I hate trolls too, Chris. We'll send them to Troll Island. I got a couple moderators here. I should make a couple. Hey, Tyler. Well, hello, your face. Hey, 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 hey. So, this is a stick bait. It's straight tailed. It's about 5 inches, maybe 6. I think traditionally they're 5 inches. And you Texas rig them. You can put a weight, or you can wacky rig them and fly them through the water, and they just float down. Really slow though. It's really slow. And if you fish them, you know, regular, they kind of dive down and then kind of go slow. So if you put a weight on it, it'll just basically dive down through the water way faster. And I prefer weightless. This is a green pumpkin blue colored. You really can't see it in this light very well. But yeah, when these baits came out, I remember they only sold them at Bass Pro Shop. Or they sold them at Bitters. What's up, Big D? So, yes. Troll Island, yes, sir. Don't mess with me, Peter. Hey, you want to be, let's make some more moderators. How about Jen? Yeah, I'm forcing you. Thanks. You've given your dog a haircut. Not going too well. Yeah, I just had to change all of my dog's, you know, bedding and do their nails, and I have days for I do the dog care, self-care. These things are important. Okay, so Bitters Bait and Tackle makes their own baits, and they make like replicas. So you could only get these stick baits at Bass Pro Shop in the 90s when they first came out. And Bitters was the only place that made them. So you could go there and they have sales. See, where they do like, you know, this many for that many, buy this many, two for $3.99, or 1 for $3.99 but 2 for $7. So they give you these little deals. So they were cheaper than going, you know, all the way to Bass Pro Shop, which was far. It wasn't close. They didn't have one near me. They definitely didn't sell Cinco's, Gary Yamoto's at the Walmart or anywhere else. She has power. Oh, I'll add you too, bruh. There we go. What's up? I never used rubber worm before. Most of the time I use live bait. You know, I have been having loads of fun using live bait. Live worms, catch some bluegill or a crappie or whatever bait fish, tilapia. But I, you know, in the 90s when these came out, these baits here, the stick baits, the bass would bite it when it hit the water, you guys. One time I went fishing in the Kissimmee chain of lakes with my friend Carmen. And I went in her little boat. We had a little canoe or whatever we had. It was like a little John boat, little canoe kind of thing. And I casted it in, boom, hit the water, boom, bass bit it, and we kept him. And her husband was like, "You gotta catch, you can catch the bass all the time, but do you know how to eat one or kill it or whatever if you needed to?" Which, you know, I wanted to know. So, you know, we kept him, and then that was a fun time. Long ago. Yeah, so now stick baits are everywhere. Daryl has a big interview. All right. Ooh, this one's slimy. This is a yum dinger, and it's a stick bait. Ew, it has juice on it. And you can get, you know, another brand, Big Bite Baits, another stick bait, and it just keeps going on and on. You can get all different types. All different types. But in the 90s, you really couldn't. It was just like Bitters Bait and Tackle remakes. My place has been there for like 50 years. I go all the time. It's fun. It's so fun. Love it. You guys having fun? Data. Oh, the worm. Yeah. Oh, I love fishing with worms. All right. So another yay, Peter. I just fixed my editing problem too. It was user error. Guess what? It is the producer error. I had the wrong film rate. Okay, so another bait that changed bass fishing in the 90s, similar to grunge bands and Saved by the Bell. The fluke, which is a small bait fish presentation. Okay, this is a golden shiner version. Works really well here in Florida. This color, hint, 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 golden brim. Don't worry, Pearlman, when you come, we can fish with live bait. I think the campground where Randy is set up is like an island, and there will be lots of big fish. And she even said they might have the boat. So I think it's going to be epic. And we can fish with pinfish, minnows. It's like a minnow type bait. We can fish with shrimp. Everybody fishes with shrimp. We can fish with crabs. They have these little, not the blue crabs. We do have blue crabs here in Florida, but there's another type of crab. Now I'm going to forget its name. Oh well. So the fluke. The fluke is a great bait to tie up Texas rig or put it on the hook of a drop shot. And it definitely will slay all day on the fish. Oki's. Is Oki here? What's up, Oki's eating? Look at that. The chat be full. 19 watching. What's up, my peeps? So yeah, the fluke. The fluke is not a fluke when it comes to bass fishing. I wouldn't say the same for Milli Vanilli. All right. So you guys know. You guys know the 90s. You know, the 80s was famous for it, you know, as well. But the 90s was definitely famous for crazy colors. And this is one of those colors. It's like, I call it like a highlighter. This is a trick worm. It looks more like an earthworm to me. It's got a flat side, and it's finesse worm, smaller than the stick bait, you know. So slimy. Ugh. Yeah, and they had crazy colors, you know. And this reminds me, this is not the one, but I do have two giveaways. Pearlman is coming, so I'm going to give it to you when I see ya. And but Brian and Tiffany, I think Brian won the last one, and I checked my email and I didn't see, you know, your information, but I do have it, and I'll send it to you. And speaking of mail, I know we were talking about our soft plastics, which we still have some more of. What is up, Daniel? You're going to Shamaka State Park fishing tomorrow, and that's where you caught your 5-pound bass with your ultra light gear on redworms. Oh, right. Nice. That's exciting. I hope you catch another 5-pounder. So, I don't want to show everything on the screen, but I got some lovely mail from Nana. I don't think she's here. Maybe I missed her. Nana, Miss Yvonne. But she sent me a beautiful card with a beautiful message. Thank you, Miss Yvonne, if you're watching the replay. And she made me this diamond art sticker of dolphins. And I love it. How cool is that? Nana rules. Thank you, Nana. Yeah. I put it with all my other mail. Showed off my mail last time when I got the cool stickers. Okay, so yeah, mail time. That's another, what is it, Blue Clues? Blue Clues. Okay, so stick baits, crazy colors. I was talking about these, just like crazy, these were, you know, pink and black, which these colors work, like motor oil. These are colors of the 90s, the green pumpkin, pumpkin with chartreuse, just these wicked colors. You don't really see, sorry, am I shaking the screen? You don't really see those types of colors anymore. And also, a thing that came out, and I like to call it, yeah, Screech, Saved by the Bell. I love Screech, and Zach, of course. Yeah, how's it going, Jen, with the haircut? So, creature baits came out, right? And look away, Debbie Sue. You know, spoiler alert. I'm gonna show a lizard, a salamander, and this is one of my favorite baits to use to catch the bass. The bass love it, and also, I hope I'm not grossing too many people out with my worms, but this is a bass fishing chat, so you guys have to stick with it. This is called the brush hog. It looks like a snake, it looks like a lizard, it looks like a fish. It's got flappers. It's got a tail. It's slimy. It's made by Zoom. Made in the USA. They're out of Georgia. I always say it's, never mind. I'm a Gators fan, so I won't talk. But thank you, Georgia. We'll keep it, shout out to all you Georgia fans, you know. But AllyG is a Gator. It's great to be a Florida Gator. Yeah. Alright, so I think we did it, guys. We went over. Oh yeah. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Yep. The Carolina rig. The Carolina rig. It matters. What you use when you tie up a Carolina rig. Chat, talk to me, chat. Do you know about the Carolina rig? Now, if you are a saltwater angler or a bass angler, you know about the Carolina rig. Hot dogs are good for cats? I don't know about that statement. I cannot confirm or deny if hot dogs are good for cats, Brian. Hey, yo, Brian. North Carolina. Hey, North Carolina is a good team. You know, it's great. Panthers. Yeah, that's right. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Yeah, catching them bluegill. Yeah, that was a big catfish you got the other day. That was on a hot dog, huh? That was right. That's right. Oh, you're adorable too. That's probably Tiffany. Yes. Hoosiers. Hey man, my mom is from Indiana, so I've always been a slight bit of a Hoosier, I guess, at heart. All my childhood vacations was Linton, Indiana. You know, like we lived in Florida, and during the summertime, we would drive all the way to Indiana. But I loved it. We'd drive through the mountains, and we'd stop in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we'd take, or we'd go the different ways and go through Alabama, and then sometimes we would go up through Savannah and just stay in different towns on our way to visit our family, because my mom's family was from Indiana, and we're big about family, and we would visit them almost every year. And my grandmother remarried in her late years, and a bit of a high school sweetheart story, and she moved back to her hometown where he lived because he owned a gun and hunting and fishing shop. So he had been there for almost, I guess when he closed down, Papa had been there for 50 years, right there in Linton, Indiana, not too far from where DG is. Yeah, I was at my folks' house going through a bunch of stuff because we've been getting organized, and I found a picture of a Wild West themed picture of me, like as a bank robber, and it was pretty freaking hilarious. I might have to put it up in my community post. Maybe I'll have to get permission from my niece because she's in it too, and we don't want to upset her because she's pregnant. That's right, and she's gonna have a baby girl. So I was talking about, before I got distracted, about family and all that stuff, because that's what I do. Deep sea fishing, yes, once or twice, but it's been a decade. I haven't gone ocean fishing or beach fishing in a really long time. I used to go a lot, but I only caught like kingfish. I caught a lot of bluefish. I still haven't gotten like my snook or my redfish from the ocean, but I don't go enough, and I have no excuse. I just love to fish for bass. I'm a bass head, not to be confused with a bass head, which is music, not the other kind of. Actually, that was a bad analogy. Let's just forget that ever happened, right? I live close to the town where they filmed the movie Hoosiers. That's really cool, Emily. Right on. I love that for you. I prefer lakes and farm ponds. Yeah, I often dream about what it would be like to fish a place where there's no alligators. Like, I don't have to have my head on a swivel wondering about, speaking of swivels, you guys, the Carolina rig has a swivel. Or on a blockhead, yes. You bastard. Yeah, that's right. All right. I used to have a big speaker in my car, listen to all the bass music. Your face is on a swivel. So, what kind of swivel should you use when you're bass fishing or any kind of fishing with a Carolina rig? You should be using a bullet weight that's made of brass. Why? I don't have the other parts. And you should also use gold, not gold. Use gold. No, brass clackers. There's like a little round piece and glass beads. Because the noise you make when you set up the Carolina rig, that's what you're doing. You're using this guy and you're putting him like it's alive. You put the stupid weight on there and it clacks and it makes a noise for the bait and the bass to come and snack on your bait. And it's big. It's big for a reason. This is a really big one because I used up all the other sizes that are my favorite. So this is probably like a 2-ounce one. So it'd be good in a river or in the ocean if it's like, because it's pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy one. But that's what you're doing. And it also weighs down in the water. So when you, it's a bottom search bait, you know, of course. So when you put it out there and like for bass, you're going to drag it back to you slowly. You know, like you wouldn't like hop it like a Texas rig or a jig where you hop it up and down and then you let it sink and you keep on reeling it in and eventually it comes to you. This is more of a dragging at the bottom. No gators here. Yeah, I know. Montana. Don't miss. No. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Gator City. What when using something like a Rapala, does it make a difference if you use a swivel or direct tie your line? Well, I would say it does make a difference. The only reason I would be using a swivel is when you're using like spinning baits, like a rooster tail or that goes around and around, or a spoon, you know, because if you, that's not really a swivel, it's more of a clamp, you know, like it's like a latch, looks like a little you know, lock where you just like you can clip on your different baits. It's convenient because, you know, you don't have to retie the knot, you know. But if you are using a bait like a spoon or like I said, a rooster tail that's going to spin around and around, well, your line is going to spin and get tangled. So what you want is a swivel, a barrel swivel. But when you are attaching different baits, crankbaits, like a Rapala or any brand, you know, and you're making that connection to, you know, this piece here. It also depends on like the O-ring, like what type of O-ring do you have there? And some of them are elongated, and some of them are round like that. So it all depends. That all makes a difference, like the action of your bait, you know, when it goes. So a direct tie, I feel like, is the best way to do it. Plus, it's more natural presentation because, you know, it's just, for me, the clasp, I'll do it for like I said, a spoon, or if I have to. Do it if I have to. This is a cool one. The glitter bomb. That's from the 90's. This one was made in here in Florida, in Sanford. And look at the box. It's like, it's all roached out. I got it at the antique room at the Bitters Bait and Tackle. You guys can go online to the Bitters Bait and Tackle. These guys. And it's just bittersbaitandtackle.com. And we used to say when I was growing up, because we didn't want to go to Bass Pro Shops, so we're like, Bitters is better. Bitters is just better because you don't have to go very far. And this is a big worm. That's another thing that happened in the 90s. You know, big worms. It's funny though, is a little bass will eat a big worm. Yes, it will. I showed you creature baits. I showed you the fluke. Yeah, we pretty much went through. Yeah, this is a wacky setup. It's really just a do nothing bait. You just let it sink to the bottom. Yeah, so Carolina rig with the brass was big in the 90s. Nowadays, oh, I think that's what I wanted to show you. Yeah. Nowadays, people are using like a tungsten setup. So you have your bullet weight, like I was showing you with the brass, right? You have your glass beads, and you have your clacker, you know, and as you pull the bait, not hop it, right? The Carolina, you drag it, baby. It's a drag. And yep. What is your favorite thing to catch bass with? Well, it would have to be like a stick bait or a Texas rig. Anything on a Texas rig. Like I was saying, you know, I like a speed worm. I like the big worm. I like the trick worm. But lately I've been trying new stuff, and you know, honestly, I'll have to tell you, the spinner bait and the swim jig, it's a fun bite. Like the way they hit a spinner bait is just like, because a spinner bait, it represents multiple fish, right? Hold on, hydrate. Someone likes worms, yep. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. I guess I'll go eat worms. Big fat juicy ones, little bitty teeny ones. See how they wiggle and squirm. Bite off their heads and... Okay, so I'll stop now. So, this is a spinner bait. It has two blades. This is a Colorado blade. This little tiny one here is the Colorado blade, and this is a willow. The shape of it. It's got sparkles. It's got sparkle. Can't really see in this light. But this is a spinner bait and it has a trailer on there. So the spinner bait goes in the water, and these blades, they go round and round, right? And when a bass hits this guy, you can feel it hit the wire because your tie is right here. And when it hits, man, it's just like, and I love it. I love it. I love catching bass. I'm totally addicted. It's my favorite. I gotta say, you know, there's nothing more, you know, in God's creation that he has made for me to do than to catch some bass. Spinnerbait. Yeah, I caught my first fish this year on a spinnerbait. This is a crazy spinnerbait. This one has, I got this given to me by a gal. Her name is Shay. I think her name is Shay. Excuse me, this soda water makes me burp. But it has little trailers. So it has these blades up here, and it has a clacker. Right? So this guy's spinning and this guy's clacking. So it's vibrating. It's all about the vibration, man. Fast love it. Let's go. So we talked a lot tonight. I say we, I mean me, and obviously the chat was on fire because I never catch up. Yep, that's my favorite lure, the spinnerbait. That's why I went off on that crazy tangent. There's definitely worse addictions. Yes, Jen. True story. Real people. Yeah, the 90s also brought us The Real World, which was not the greatest show on earth, but it did spark a revolution of, reality TV, which is what we are when we're doing this. This is reality. It's happening right now. Let's do the simultaneous sip, like Scott, that hit of dopamine that we get from being together, doing this thing together, right? So if you've got a drink in your hand, and let's do it. Ready? Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm out. No, a little bit more in there. Yeah, I gotta be careful not to drink too much soda water because, it counts as water, but, all the bubbles, too many bubbles. Don't want that. A Scott sip, yeah, right? Shout out to my brother. I got him on my tackle box, yeah. See, he was escaping the suburbs, right? But now he is winning the week. Transformation like a butterfly. Oh my goodness, you guys. You're awesome. Your face is awesome, Tiffany. And whenever I hear Big Worm, I think of that movie Friday. Yeah, I actually used that in one of my videos. I used his car, and his license plate says Big Worm. Last summer, I did a video all about big worms and how you can catch a fish on a big worm. You guys want to see a really big worm? What is this one? This is the old monster 10-inch. Oh, this is only 10. No, I already showed you this one. This one was 12. Ooh, here it is. Oh. So, this is a sneak peek, you guys. Oh, show and tell. I'm kind of pulling a Daniel, but not really. I got this really old antique tackle box from a buddy of mine who donated a bunch of rods. And literally, this is super old. This might even be from the 80s. It's a Gambler, right? And it's called the Florida 5-0, which I've heard of it, but I've never seen the color. Okay, the chat. I went back up to see if I missed anything. And it's Emily, and it's Brian, and it's Tiffany, my peeps. So here we go. Have you ever tried a small trout worm? They're just little straight, no ribs or tails. Yeah, for sure. But this right here is not that. This is a 13-inch. It doesn't even fit all of it. And it's really like green pumpkin and a little blue flake. I'm gonna do one on that. And this worm is ancient. It's in it's a vintage. It's vintage. Trout, yeah. Yeah, I was just showing you guys. Yeah, I do. Um, I got some really cool DOA baits, and they were little fish with like a little jig head. I don't know where they are right this moment, but I have not ever fished for trout that's freshwater because we don't have those here in Florida. And I went fishing in Indiana once, but I don't know if we targeted trout that time. And I'm pretty sure you guys have trout up there because up north seems like trout is everywhere. Rainbow trout, brook trout. What's up, Daniel? Do you guys have trout in Indiana, or maybe Emily? Do you know? Do you fish, Emily? Are you just here because you're so cool? What kind of fishing line do I use? Well, Daniel, I use all kinds. Mostly I use the kind that's on sale. I just got some Guggen Squad at the AllyG, 20-pound tests. I like all stuff. I use what kind of line will do me the best, right? So braid, I like to use a lot most of the time because I fish in really grassy areas. But I use a liter of fluorocarbon if I'm using like a crankbait, or if I want to not sink so fast, I use the mono. It sinks slower. Fluorocarbon I think sinks a little faster, and braid sinks the slowest. So if you want something to sink like a Texas rig, but you want it to be strong, you put on like a 20-pound leader of mono on your braid, which I use. I like to use like 30-pound like base. But if you're fishing with like a frog or in the weeds, like like if you're fishing a Texas rig with like a soft frog, you want a heavy duty braid, at least 30 you can get away with. But I hooked a tarpon the other day. If you guys watched my latest video, I showed a clip of it. It happened so fast, and I called him a juvenile, but that thing was huge. Yeah, braided line is smaller in diameter than the plastic monofilament or fluorocarbon, and so it's stronger. So like a 20-pound braid is like 50-pound mono. It's crazy. I don't know the ratio. Don't quote me on math. My math usually doesn't math well, but I know that it's smaller in diameter and it's super strong, and it's abrasive, so you can scrape it up against grass, and like if a fish goes inside of the grass, and I really like this line. I get it at Walmart, Zebco Omniflex. That's right. I like cheap line. It works great. It's like $2-3. I'm not really picky online because I believe that if you're doing it right, the line should it should be good, because it's the way they make line. I mean, you really can't mess it up that much. It's how you store your line. Like a lot of people, they won't claim it, but like if you have your extra line outside, it can definitely get dry rot, and it gets weaker by the sun. So if it's out in the sun or just outside getting UV rays that are not even like direct sunlight, it can totally be brittle, and cold weather can make it brittle too, Daniel. So I'd say if you're keeping any line outside, that you put it in like a coffee can or some kind of container where it's not like where the sun's not going to get it. Oh, the line snapped. Yeah, see, he probably got you too close to a rock or something. And you can get like 3 pound, just like you get like mono that's really micro baits, you know, you like 2 pound, 6 pound, 8 pound. You can get that with the braid too. And it works good. Fishing for whales. Hey man, you know, it's not about like it's not about the bass, you know, snapping it off because he weighs a lot, Perlman. It's mostly because he decided he was gonna go under the bridge and wrap you around the pylon, right? So if you give it slack and you have braid on, you have a better chance, especially when you're fishing from like a pier, you know, you have a better chance of not losing that bait. You know, it depends on what kind of water you're in too. Like totally clear water, you know, the fish might see the braid, you know. So it depends, I think. Like I said, what line do I use? I use the line that will serve me best. So different conditions call for different line. Never caught a whale. Shiver me timbers. 30-pound test. What's a steelhead? Is that that's a catfish, right? I've caught some pretty big catfish. Steelhead is that, I don't know. I think it's a catfish. 6 pound test. Yeah, see the 6 pound test. That's good for bluegill. And maybe some tiny bass. Yeah, I got some braid on the Temu, some rainbow braid actually, because it was the cheapest, the color. I guess no one else wanted like the bright flashy color, so I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And I got like 100 yard, like a bunch of, not way more than 100 yards, like a big roll of it. I've gone through it a lot though, but it broke off, and it was 20-pound tests, and that's why I say 30, because man, that stupid tarpon, he got me. And I had 20-pound tests on there. Wow. Your face is bright, flashy, and beautiful. Thank you. I got this new light, and I'm not crazy about the shadow of where it is. So it's making a shadow. Thank you, Sally. Your face is flashy and beautiful too. A 20, is that a rainbow trout, or is it like a brown trout, or do they both get that big? 20 pounds. That's crazy. I just got this one lamp. My phone holder has actual lights on it, but I charged them at the top of the hour. Oh, it's been an hour. Hey folks. It starts to dim, but I just got this new one. I can show it to you. It's a clip-on light. And I guess it can go brighter or darker. Brighter. Yeah, it's too bright. Yeah. We'll figure out lighting. We will. We'll get that. Special light bulbs. That'd be cool. Yeah, I have the lights up there. I mean, I could put my overhead light on, but I feel like it kind of it's yellow. It's like soft light. Am I going to pull a Scott? No way, man. Not unless you want to stay, you know. But oh, the only other thing I didn't share was that in 1990, the bass fishermen, the Bass Association, you know, BASS, you know, the guy that won, this guy in the 90s. All right. His name, I don't even know his name because I don't follow a lot of it. Brian Ketchell. I probably butchered his last name. Brian Ketchell. So he came up from Bass. That means I'm a member of Bass. So that means he went to some tournaments and he won them all. And he won his whole way up to the actual classic, the Bassmaster Classic, and he won. And that happened in 1993 or 92. And then in 2026, it took from 1993, let's find out what it was, 94. So 1994, the same year that Jerry Garcia died, pretty sure, don't quote me on that, my math usually doesn't math. This guy won, and then it took that long. In 2026, the same thing happened. So this guy, I should have prepared better. Dylan Nutt, 2026 Classic Bassmaster Classic winner, and he just came up from, from winning tournaments. So who knows, man? Maybe 2027, 2029, AllyG, the first woman to win the Bassmaster Classic with the 13-inch gambler worm from 1993. Oh, I have big dreams, and that's okay because I serve a big God, right? And I can have big dreams. I'm going to fish for some large trout or salmon in Idaho this October. Ooh, October's my birthday month. Are you guys close to the border? Idaho. That'd be fun. Yeah, you and Brian should get together and catch some of them 20-pounders. Super clean water. Win it with fluorescent line off Temu. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'll have to wear my eagle shirt. Yeah, see, here it is. And it's rainbow. So it's got blue and orange and green. I have it on most of my my rye rods now. Actually, I took it off. It broke. My one rod broke, so I don't have it on that one. But I digress. Blah blah blah. It's been an hour, guys. I don't want to keep you all night long. But we went over our super cool 90s baits. And I'd have to say that the Gary Yamamoto stick bait is the classic bait for me in the 1990s, because I was always a worm girl. And I like the top water. I think I'm gonna try that. But I'm gonna sign off here on the AllyG show, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. The doggy haircut. I hope you're done with your doggy haircut. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off. I love every one of you, and thank you for coming, and thanks for all the likes. If you didn't hit the like button, you know, what are you doing? All right, guys, peace out. Shut her down. Game over.